hi. Welcome, everybody, to another episode of East County Voices. And we're all here to welcome you guys to another awesome show. What do we got going on tonight, Frank?
Tonight, we're going to be talking about what went down in Concord and San Francisco with our immigrant brothers and sisters as they were snatched up and kidnapped by these ICE forces as these folks went in for their legally scheduled immigration hearings. And I like to emphasize that because we hear a lot of the I word, the illegal word, and how the Trump administration was going to go after the worst of the worst criminals, gang members, and other terrible crimes. But what we're finding out is that they're going to immigration court and picking off the like fish in a barrel people that are actually there to go through their legal process, in many cases seeking asylum, fleeing dangerous situations at home, being persecuted either for their race, religion, or war. And they're being picked up and taken away. So, Carlos, you were out there in Concord. I was out there. And we saw what happened and is continuing to happen in LA when communities are rebelling against this. And many of us here in the community received a emergency alert system from the community that people were being detained at the ICE place, the ICE immigration court in Concord. Actually, it's just an immigration court, not ICE, but ICE was arresting people inside the court in Concord. And in my interview we played like a week or two ago, if you remember, there was the young lady that I interviewed said that attorneys from inside were alerting ICE agents in the hallways when people's cases were dismissed so they could be picked off in the hallway. So that was happening again. I believe it was it Wednesday or Thursday, Carlos?
Which one was that?
Our emergency alert when we went out and met at the Concord Immigration Court.
Oh, yeah. I believe that was what?
It was yesterday.
Yeah, yesterday.
Oh, so it was Tuesday.
Wait, what? Yeah, yesterday it did. Yeah, Tuesday.
Okay.
It feels like a Thursday, though. I feel it.
I know, right?
I'm so backwards. Okay. It was Thursday. Okay. Anyways, it was yesterday, which happens to be Tuesday. And me and Carlos were out there along with Gavin. And to tell you the truth, about 200 or 300 community members. Thank you, Mary. It's Tuesday. And she asked how I got those alerts. I will try to put it out there, Mary, where we could share it on the East County Voices page. But I got it on Facebook. I got it on my Signal chat groups. I'm also now signed up for emergency alerts on a Signal group, so I could see about being a part of that. But Carlos, you were there before me. Tell me what you saw when you got there, and then play the video that you recorded of the folks being when the man that was being detained was let out. So first, before you play it, tell us when you showed up, what was happening, and then play the video. Lead us into your video.
Okay. So when I got there, I guess, like you said, everybody's on these signal alerts, and we all got it. I got one, so we all went down over there, and I guess they had already detained one person. So when I got there, I thought they were already, taken away. But as we got there, as I'll show you in the video, they came out, and when they came out, then that's when the audience reacted. The protesters reacted, and this is what we saw. We just lost Frank, you guys. He'll be back. Let me start the video real quick here. Can you guys hear it?
You're separating families.
Hey, Carlos, let's pause it there. All right. Can you guys hear me? I know I've dropped out for a minute. I'm having, excuse me, folks, I'm having internet connections here, internet connection issues here. So let me know if I'm starting to chop up or blink out.
No, you sound good.
All right. Well, Carlos, tell us what it was like at that moment to see all that, because I know you had your own emotions at the time. What was it like to be there when that happened, to see that man coming out? Don't forget to unmute yourself.
Sorry. So, you know, and we've all seen the videos on YouTube, TikTok, and all the other social medias and all of that. But until you're there, I could say there was all kinds of emotions that, yeah, you're right. It's very emotional. The first emotion that you feel, of course, adrenaline. You know, you got all this because everything's just happening all around you, and everyone's just, they're trying to stop, you know, I hate to say, but the inevitable. You know, we already knew he was going to go en route to go, you know, to be deported, and to hear people, you know, one lady in particular, I can't get her voice out of. She kept saying, "I'm sorry." She's holding the glass where the guy was, and she kept saying, "I'm sorry, I'm sorry." You know, I mean, it was really. When we left and we had, you know, me and Gavin went out to eat afterwards, you know, the adrenaline left, and then I was just left with like sorrow, like, you know, it was very emotional, you know. I mean, oh man.
I feel it right now. I can feel it and hear it in your voice, and I can feel my eyes getting watery up, because in the video you could hear, yeah, you could hear the woman saying, "I'm sorry." And I'm going to roll this other video without sound, and we could describe what we saw after that. Let's see if like, again, I'm having connector issues. The picket line one.
Picket. All right, here we go.
Yeah. And so I turned the sound off, but they're chanting "ICE out of California, ICE out of Concord." And this was kind of the result of probably, Carlos, how long was it before you saw me?
Ooh, I think I saw you like towards like the pretty much almost the end. We had like another 25 minutes, and then everybody was dispersing.
All right, so this was about a half hour before the crowd dispersed.
Yeah,
probably about a half hour or so, or maybe an hour after the people got taken away that Carlos, we watched the video earlier. And right here, the protesters effectively, I'm going to see if I can bring it up partway. There's Rising Juntos, our folks from Rising Juntos. So at this point, they basically shut down the immigration station, the immigration court in Concord. All appointments were being rescheduled through attorneys and people. So the crowd claimed victory. The groups claimed victory that the offices were shut down for the day. And I'm going to try to fast forward this video while I'm talking, but this guy gave out some instructions about what to do. And there's a lady on the side. You'll probably see her here in a minute. She shouted out no, because the lady was saying that the man was saying, give out your address of your current address So we know how to get a hold of you to reschedule. And the lady says, no, don't give them your current address because they'll come get you. That was my interpretation, but it wasn't hard to interpret that.
Right.
Let me see what this woman's saying here, because at some point they talked about people power, and I wanted you to hear it. Let's see if this is it.
We shut down business as usual, and that was people power. So if you guys look around, this is probably one of the largest mobilizations in this city. Now, we don't want this to be a one-time. We need people out here every single day. We're working right now on a Bentley. It's coming up right here. So I want everybody to get out their phones and
I'm going to pause it there because she takes her a minute to get this together. But yes, I think I missed a little bit of it, but she talked about that this was people power. And Carlos, you already expressed how you felt when you seen the people out there and heard that the one woman saying she was apologizing, saying she was sorry for what was happening.
Right.
I stopped a few folks and I asked them why they were motivated to come out. And that's the one that says Vox Pop. Carlos, if you want to play that one, we'll take a few minutes. I think this is about 4 or 5 minutes long. And we'll check out why folks came out that day. And we'll come right back here on East County Voices.
Ready?
Yeah. Everyone, Franklin, we're here at the Concord ICE, the Concord Immigration Office, where ICE has arrested people coming for their legally responsible court hearings. And a mass action was called, and there's probably 200 or 300 people that came out. And I was just going to ask folks why they thought it was important enough just to come out today. Carlos, I'm just going to pause it real quick because I'm not showing people's faces because they didn't want to be shown in many cases. I'm going to say that later, but I wanted to just say that out front now. People agreed to talk, but some of them didn't want their faces shown. And that's what's happening right now. Okay.
Right.
Sorry about that interruption.
Well, as soon as I got the call, I thought we got to go. San Francisco or Concord, it's our duty to stand up for the people and our most vulnerable communities, whether they're migrants, immigrants, unhoused, Palestinians. It's our duty to come out and stand for each other and be in community.
And what have you thought over the last few days, seeing what's happening in LA and how they're picking up people at their legally scheduled hearings?
I'm horrified what I'm seeing. I've also heard there were graduations in elementary schools where they were picking parents off and parents had to flee. As a teacher and educator, that just crushed my heart to hear that, the terror that is being brought by this administration. And we have a lot of work to do.
All right, well, thank you. Thanks for being here.
Yeah, you too.
All right, Franklin, I'm still here. And if you haven't noticed, I've just been shooting random images because people don't really want their faces shown. But can you tell me why you came out today in this emergency action?
Yeah, so my whole family lives in New Mexico and Mexico, and I'm the only person of my blood that lives in California. I feel like I'm here all alone, and I just don't know what else to do.
What have you thought about these last few days, seeing ICE in LA and hearing about people showing up for their legally scheduled appointments and being taken away?
I think those people who are saying that you just need to do it the right way, we've all tried. We've all tried to do it the right way for years and years and years and years and years to do it the right way. People climbing over the wall, getting scraped up by barbed wire, children dying in the desert. Everyone, and then when people do come in legally for their appointments and do it what people say is the right way, they are still getting arrested. So I don't know what the argument is about how everything needs to be done legally. We're past that point at this now.
All right, well, thanks for coming out. Any last words you want to share about the importance of showing up like this?
It takes each individual to make a choice whether they want to show up or not. I feel like I know so many people who don't have families who have ever done anything like this and have never practiced this kind of activism. And to be honest, I didn't before either. Even though I'm a marginalized person, I just felt too afraid. I grew up very afraid. My parents were very afraid. Everyone around me was very afraid. But just think outside of yourself. I don't know.
All right. Well, thanks for showing up today.
Thank you.
All right. And what brought you out? I know it's an emergency call to action today, but why did you feel it was so important that you actually got up and came here?
Well, so many of my family members are immigrants, and it's so important to recognize that sort of aspect that I'm only here because they took that hard, and they took that struggle to get here, right? And so it's only right for me to repay that, right? And if we don't come out here, they'll just basically keep on taking immigrants, and we'll just basically let the country turn into like sort of fascistic sort of like state, you know.
And how have you felt over the last few days seeing what happened here in San Francisco and Concord, but also what's going on in LA when they really had a massive movement to arrest and detain people?
Angry, because migrants aren't doing any harm to the state. If anything, they're helping the country economically. And for them to just be deported without due process is just unjustifiable. It even violates international law. The 1955, I believe, 57 Refugee Convention and the 1967 protocol that states that you cannot deport someone who's coming here for asylum, and you cannot deport someone if they're facing persecution in their state.
All right, well, thanks for being here, and thanks for speaking to us.
Thank you.
All right, and welcome back. This is Free Will and Franklin here, East County Voices, and those were some of the voices from folks that came out to the emergency immigration action in Concord, California, at the immigration court system. And again, it was quite moving. The young woman that I could see her shadow when she was talking about her family, she was choking up when she talked about being alone here in California, and she didn't know what else to do. And she started crying. So people have been definitely feeling the emotion. I have a little tissue in my hand in case my eyes get watery. But seeing people getting ripped away like that, it has been a struggle. I see Gavin is joining us. Gavin, before we go on to the next video, just tell us what you saw and how you felt seeing what happened yesterday in Concord.
I saw fear, anger, heartbreak, frustration, and as like an American, I'm kind of like ashamed of our country at this point in time, because it's no different from the Jim Crow era. It's no different from slavery. These are the same playbooks. It's just a different time and a different way they're using it. It's the same game, but it's still an effect. We may have canceled out Jim Crow, but they're still using it. We may have canceled out slavery, but they're still using it. And this is a prime example of how they treated us. But, the prison system and certain parts of the school system is part of that, because the schools will expel African Americans at a very high rate, and let other people of color and put them in the prison system after they've been expelled so many times. And it's just this, there's got to be more. There's got to be something else we can do, because it's tiring, it's exhausting. When are they going to realize that we were here first? When I'm talking about when we were here, I'm talking about people that was African Americans, people that were Native Americans, people from Mexico, people from Cuba to Brazil to Canada to to all the countries that are in North and South America. We were here first. And for you to tell us that we don't have a space here, we are not allowed to live here, it's actually wrong, because you're the ones that don't have the rights to be here, because you stole our land, you stole our country, you stole our heritage, you stole our roots, you brainwashed us, manipulated us, and lied and kept us from the truth. But that's okay, because we're going to continue to do our research, and we're going to continue to fight. And there's no group that's divided or the other. It's just us, because that is our justice, because we have to take back and fight back.
Definitely. And I feel like it's been good to see the videos of the uprisings against ICE and the kidnappings in LA that are super mixed, multicultural. And a lot of the images coming out of there are showing that unity with our African-American brothers and sisters, with our indigenous folks from south of the border, with our Mexican brothers and sisters. So it's been inspiring to watch, also scary at the same time. But we got a couple more short videos and we can close out the show after that. But let's get on. Coming up next, we're going to see a short video of Reverend Millie Phillips of eBase, and that's the East Bay Alliance for Sustainable Economy. And many of us in Antioch and around the Contra Costa area have seen Reverend Millie at many of our actions. And eBase, just so you all know, advances economic, racial, and social justice by building a just economy based on good jobs and healthy communities. They have much more on their website, which is, let's see, I got Millie Phillips here. So, well, you could Google eBase and Reverend Millie Phillips and you'll get their website. But Carlos, let's hit that video of Reverend Millie Phillips. She was also out there. She talked about showing up, and also the role of clergy. Is your preacher, your pastor, your religious figure talking about immigration? Are they talking about Palestine? Let's check out what Reverend Millie Phillips has to say about that. Who's been speaking out about a lot of issues, Palestine, immigration. Well, tell me first why you thought it was important enough to get out and get here today in this emergency call to action.
Yeah, well, I think it's so important because we're such an escalation right now of violence against our peoples and all people that are being, and it's going to hit all of us. It's hitting the people who are the most vulnerable right now, and we all need to wake up and be out here and defending our neighbors and defending the people we work with and worship with and spend our lives with, because we're all at risk now. And I look at the history of fascism, and in Germany there was Kristallnacht, this event where the Nazis smashed all the windows of Jewish businesses, and that was kind of like the start of what happened in Germany. And I look at what happened in LA as being our Kristallnacht, and if we're not out there doing everything we can to stop this, we're going to be in the same situation that they were.
And you mentioned a moment before we started recording about getting the word out to clergy to be supporting this. What would you have to say to fellow clergymen or women of all religions on this important time?
Yeah, well, almost all religions, world religions, want us to help those who have the least, who want to help those who are the most oppressed, those who are who are the poorest, who have the least resources. I mean, that's a call from Christianity, from Judaism, from every religion, Islam as well. I mean, and all religions basically saying that we have to stand up for the people that are the most oppressed, and these are our brothers and sisters. We're all created in the same divine image, and we have to be, act like we are all created in the same divine image. And this is a call for us to get out there and really protest and make that clear, not just in our own institutions, but to the world as a whole.
All right, any last words before I let you go on, the importance of showing up?
Let's all do it. I mean, this is our chance, and if we don't do it now, we may not get that chance again.
All right, Reverend Millie, thank you again for being here and for speaking to us.
Well, thank you, Frank. I really appreciate it.
All right, welcome back. East County Voices. That was Reverend Millie Phillips of eBase. East base man, I forgot, I closed the website, but you can check out Google Reverend Millie Phillips of eBase, and I appreciate what she had to say, because as I've been following what's happening with ICE, what's been happening in Palestine, we need to know that our pastors, our people that are leading us in our churches, in our places of worship, are speaking out against this. Because if you all look back at Martin Luther King and his big movements, the church was heavily involved. You know, we need the churches to be out on the streets right now. It's scary. We have so many churches in Antioch like the Latino faiths, different faiths. What if I showed up there? What would we do? Would we be able to organize and block cars? And then if we did, what would happen? That the police would have to block us. It's just the system that's in place. And before we have a deeper discussion, I got one more video, Carlos. This is Sean from we'll have to have him introduce it again, for Immigrant Justice, something Coalition Immigrant Justice. And he talks about kind of some of the legal ramifications, what it means when ICE invades this space and makes people feel unsafe to show up to go through their legal process. Because if they go through their legal process and get arrested, and that word spreads, people won't go. But if they don't go, it's automatic file for a missed appointment and deportation proceedings start. So anyways, Sean, I did bad as a journalist and didn't get the spelling of his last name, and it's hard to hear in the audio. But let's roll that tape with Sean, and we'll come back and close out with a discussion about, how we're feeling about this moment. Go ahead, Carlos. All right, people in Franklin here, and we are wrapping up impromptu emergency rally for immigration here at the Contra Costa Immigration Court. And I'm here with a man who's going to give us some information. I haven't even got to introduce myself. I'm Franklin from KPFA. Can I get your name and who you're with?
My name is Sean Lai McMahon. I'm with the California Collaborative for Immigrant Justice, and collectively here we're the Legal Empowerment Initiative at the Concord Court.
First of all, for people that weren't here early enough, tell folks what happened. I heard some folks got arrested as they came for their legal process.
Yeah, unfortunately, we're standing outside the Concord Court, which is the immigration court where people come to apply for asylum or to have some other immigration process happen. And this morning, ICE was in the building. They made 4 arrests here. There were also arrests in San Francisco at the immigration court there. And in response to that, a lot of people have mobilized since then.
And I think we all understand, like, this kind of tactic, it's meant to scare people, keep them away from the court, keep them from doing their legal process. What have you seen here and around the Bay Area about folks, making that hard decision whether they're going to come in and risk being arrested or just not show up and also risk, some deportation?
Yeah, we really want to emphasize that if someone has a court date, they should come to court, because if they miss their court, they automatically end up with a deportation order. If they come to court, we're here. The attorneys of the day are here, volunteers are here to help them to navigate their situation. We can fight with them. As you can see from the crowd, which is thinned a little bit, but lots and lots of supporters are here. If people just skip their hearing, they're going to be in a much worse position.
And can you just tell us from your professional opinion, what you've seen, how we've seen LA and the huge ICE down there moving in, arresting people at their workplace and also at the courts? Just what is this all meaning to you as someone that's involved with immigration and the legal process?
Yeah, 2 things. The first, obviously, is that it's a massive abuse of power. It's a huge due process problem. The Constitution ensures due process for every person, including non-citizens. People have the right to be heard if they're being accused of not being here with proper papers. And then beyond that, I think that it's also a shock and awe tactic, right? They're doing these big splashy things in order to make people scared so that they end up with deportation orders or even try to leave the country. When if they stayed and fought their case, they might be much more likely to actually end up with legal status.
Well, I'll let you go. I know you've been taking a lot of phone calls, very busy today. Sean, thank you for speaking with us.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
All right. Welcome back to East County Voices here on Facebook, YouTube, and wherever you get your social media. Again, that was Sean. He was of the California Collaborative for Immigrant Justice. And he is out there as a volunteer. A lot of people show up to go to their immigration hearings, and they don't have legal representation. So many of these organizations, like he is part of, also Contra Costa Immigrants Rights Alliance, and our friend Ali, I'm blanking on his last name. They're there as volunteers to provide that that assistance, to stand in court with them in front of the judge and tell them what's happening, you know? And again, a lot of what I've been hearing from my other report last week is that in the past, having your case dismissed would be a good thing. It would kind of remove you from the system temporarily and let you get on with your life. Now they're dismissing cases and it's leaving you open for deportation. And people on the inside are texting officers in the hallway that this person just had their case dismissed, get them. This person is able to be picked up, and they're picking them up out in the hallways. Those are our videos. We have a few more. Thank you, Carlos, for uploading yours. Mine have not been uploaded yet, but I did get to air some of my audio on KPFA on Tuesday, yesterday. I'll play some on Friday, and I'm sharing with you all here today on East County Voices, my videos and interviews for the first time. And, you know, we could open it to conversation. I have a music break. I know we don't do that all the time, but I pulled up a video if you guys all want to take a break and think about it, or we can close out the show. Or if you're feeling the emotion now, you know, I know Patty, you are descended from some folks that, you know, are from South. Talk about how you feel lately, especially since you're a veteran, and what's happening now with the National Guard being brought in and Marines. How are you feeling at this time?
I'm hopeful. I'm hopeful that communities across the nation are mobilizing and will continue to mobilize to raise this issue up. We're dealing with, I mean, history is literally repeating itself. It's pretty sad. It's pretty scary with Nazi Germany and all the Holocaust. Like there's people. Unfortunately, there are people out there that want to be like supremacist, and they are, because of access to power, access to resources, and really pushes the little guy out. And unfortunately, the little guy still in this day and age is minorities, and right now it's immigrants, and but it's always been our African American, our brothers and sisters, and it's always been also the Native community, because they were robbed for generations of history and culture. And what did they do? I mean, there were forms of reparations, but the African American community is the ones that, in my opinion, haven't really gotten their justice. But I know other, like the Japanese, there were internment camps. But there were forms of apologies. But right now, I just have faith. I'm hopeful that good people in every organization, government as well, that want peace, they want justice, they want accountability. We have a Department of Justice that unfortunately seems to be in the chopping block with Project or whatever 25 in this administration's agenda. I don't know. I don't think, even though it is crazy, like people will still fight back no matter what. Like just right now, the Concord community successfully shut down the office, absolutely, and peacefully, and using their voice. And yeah, there's levels to protesting. There's levels to it. You can use your voice, you can wear a shirt, you can get a megaphone, you can talk about it, you can go to your elected officials' offices, which they have local ones. You can go to the Capitol, you can go across the world. There's a lot of things that we can do as communities, and our community in Contra Costa County came through. So I'm hopeful that just communities across the nation will stand up and go and hold their elected officials accountable and see who's really speaking up for our people. We had Mark Desaulnier, Miss Chanel, our board of supervisors. I'm happy to see that leadership in our community is standing up and speaking up. So Yes, it's stressful. It's heartbreaking. My family's immigrants, right? They're from Mexico. I'm a first generation Mexican Latina. And unfortunately, um, there are a lot of veterans, Vanessa Guillen, Angelo Quinto, people of color that have Port Chicago 50. Um, the young woman recently whose body was found, a Navy, the sailor veteran, who is also probably the daughter of immigrants. Maybe, maybe not. I could be wrong. But yeah, there's a lot going on. But if you see your local National Guard, give them a burrito, give them some home cooked food. They're on orders. God bless my brothers and sisters out there, my veterans and service members that are doing the right thing. So, yeah. Sorry, I just went on a whole rant.
It's all right. I think that's kind of why we're here. And I know that you and Nicole are veterans, and to me, it's scary that they're trying to pit the National Guard against their own citizens. I've seen Veterans for Peace post online conscientious objector hotline numbers. I've seen Veterans for Peace post about telling their troops not to attack their fellow citizens. And so moving on to you, Nicole, not to put you on the spot, but how do you feel as a veteran seeing what's happening by bringing the troops and putting them between this racist criminal system that's kidnapping our family and friends and neighbors, and putting the National Guard between the people and ICE?
Yeah, it really sucks, because when they needed to bring the National Guard out, on January 6th, Insurrection Day, when they were killing police officers and everybody else, that's when the National Guard should have been deployed. That's when the Marines should have been deployed. That's when everybody should have been out here in the streets helping, especially since everybody swears they love the police and swears they love the military. It's absolutely wrong and incorrect. And I love the fact that I wish we could show the video that I posted on my page of them in New York. The chant that they're saying is, whoever came up with that chant, I love you. I don't know who you are, but no KKK, no fascist USA, no ICE. That is the best chant, because for once, people are saying, not us brown people, these are white people saying no KKK. So that's what needs to be done. The fact that white people finally are standing up is because y'all have to. It's like, you guys have to. They're not listening to us. We've been doing this and saying this forever. Just like they're trying to put Black people and Latin people against each other. We're not against each other. I don't know where y'all keep getting that shit from, and I need y'all to stop. I'm so tired of hearing it. I'm so tired of it, because first of all, I have Latin people in my family. I have Nicaragua. Oh my God. I have a great niece that's part Nicaraguan. I have a niece that's Mexican, actually nieces that are Mexican. Okay. So I have family that's Panamanian. Some people don't know Panamanians are Latin just because they're Black. They're Latin. So stop it. Because we're not against each other. We are the same people. We're all freaking brown. Me and Frank share, because we're both, Native. I have Cherokee, Choctaw. We're all the same gosh darn people. I'm gonna need people to stop. I really do. And I'm so over that. Where were they for us? And they're, against us and this. No, we're all in the same boat. They're trying to erase all of our history. They're getting rid of our books, shutting down museums. They've stricken Black women, racism, all these words. They're making them illegal. Y'all don't even understand what's going on, and you're sitting here worrying about, well, Blacks and Mexicans got a problem. No, they don't. No, they don't. They absolutely do not. So I'm gonna need people to come on now. That's what they want to do. Just like they got poor white people thinking that we're the problem. Y'all are next.
And I saw some right after the uprisings in LA started, I saw some folks, a couple of my African American friends, post a meme or just the words that say, black folks in LA, sit your ass down.
Wow.
But no, they need to be there together. I feel like the images I've been seeing of the black community, the brown community, and our white allies together is way more powerful than telling folks to sit down. We all need to be together.
I can explain where that's coming from, and I do understand what they're saying, only because they're talking about in the Trump protest, because we told everybody, right, Gavin? Like, we were out there in the streets trying to get people registered to vote, telling people Project 2025 is a real thing, y'all. Like, it's not, you know how it is sometimes, trying to get people to understand simple stuff, and they just don't get it. So here we are, because this is what we all did. How many shows did we do, you guys? And we tried to warn everybody, right? Okay. So again, we need everybody to understand that we're all in the same boat. And then as far as California, everybody knows that Trump hates California. That's why he's coming for California. That's why he's trying to have the National Guard and all these things happen here, because he hates us, right? But we all know that we fund every state. So y'all better understand that California pays the most billions in federal tax dollars. We do. We're not the ones getting all these billions. We're the one giving all the billions. So if California just decides, well, how about we keep all our billions, kick out all the races, and take care of ourselves, then what are y'all going to do? Because we could do that, because he keeps coming for Gavin, and Gavin's not playing with him. So, and I'm glad that he's not, but I wish he would have went to Canada like they asked, but I digress. But just know, for all you people hating on California and always have so much to say and are happy when we have problems, we are the ones funding your states. So
definitely. And did anybody else want to add? Gavin, I thought you might have wanted to say something a moment ago, or Carlos.
Just to backtrack on what Nicole said about the black and brown united. I mean, look, you can. Come on now. We've always backed each other up. Always. You know, Mexico had the first black president. You know, we were there during, is my mic on? Okay, let me double check.
Yes.
You know, we helped with the Underground Railroad. You know, Mexico slavery was illegal. They were going over there. You know, I mean, we've always had each other's back, always. For someone to say, where were they? Where are they? You know, they don't know the history. We never left. We got each other's back. We got what's right is right. So, I mean, again, you know, this is very emotional and very, you know, rallying and showing support. You know, I just wish there was more we can do. You know, when I was listening to the lawyer talk, you know, the phrase came to my head: "You're damned if you do, and you're damned if you don't." They went there to get legal, you know, to get your citizenship legally, and the judges were rescheduling on purpose, and then to have ICE just there waiting for them, like you said, they were texting. Here's another one coming out. This is crazy. We
need to find out who those people are.
Right.
They need to put on blast, because why are y'all doing that?
We'll definitely have to look into that. I know a good person from the Times that could help us out. Go ahead. Was that Patty?
Yeah. Carlos said something. He said that he wishes he could do more. Like, that's the like advocate in you. That's the advocate in all of us. Like, we wish we could do, like, what else can we do? But in itself, you showing up and documenting, because back when there was the marches, when there was African American MLK, they were getting attacked by the local department and people, like, they were getting beat. If it wasn't documented, like if the photographers and who was out there to take pictures, if they weren't there to report on these atrocities and injustices, then it would be business as usual. But you know, you all showed up and documented and was present, because there are people spreading these narratives that are false. Because there are crazy people out there that are going to try to take advantage of a situation and cause chaos, and you know. But as communities, we just got to stick together and just don't stop.
Right.
And real quick before I forget, I want to send out the bit.ly that will get you. You could sign up for alerts at least by email, I believe. And if people know the bit.ly websites that you could sign on to, you go to bit.ly bit.ly/stay informed Concord. And the S on stay and the C on Concord are capitalized. The rest is lowercase. So it's bit.ly/stay informed Concord. And the S on stay and the C on Concord are capitalized. And there's also a hotline. I don't remember the number right now, but why we are wrapping up, one of us could look it up. If I have to, I can on my phone in just a moment. But I see that we're getting close. I wanted to remind folks, I don't know if you still have the flyer, Carlos, from last week. I believe I sent it to you in Messenger, probably, you know, scroll back in the past.
Let me see.
But on Saturday, Flag Day, I believe it's going to be June 14th. There we go.
Yeah, I didn't delete it.
If all this is irritating you and all this is upsetting you, you have a chance to participate in this march and rally on Flag Day, which is also being billed as No Kings Day or No Kings Rallies. There's now over 1,900 across the United States. And as Donald Trump celebrates his birthday with a military parade that's already over $45 million, we are going to be taking the streets in our own way and saying enough to the government takeover. And let's see if I could read this. We're going to meet at the old Regal Cinema on Lone Tree Way. That's 4250 Lone Tree Way at 11 a.m. And all my inside jokers, I know it's funny. We're going to march to my favorite park, Williamson Ranch Park. And it's about a 1.2 mile hike. And at the end at Williamson Ranch Park, there'll be some speakers and folks taking the mic to share information and some inspirational words before we go home. And that's going to be happening all over the United States on that day. I talked to my neighbor today. She's hasn't done something like this in probably 30 years, 40 years. She's going. She has a cane, and she said she's walking the distance. So it's going to be interesting. I hope all of us can be out there, our folks. So again, 11 a.m. this Saturday at the old Regal Cinema on Lone Tree Way, and then walking to Williamson Ranch Park. And if you saw my interview with Lee last week, I believe she said, bring a sign, bring a friend, and there was something else, but bring a sign and bring a friend.
Bring a flag.
Oh, that was it. Bring a flag, bring a sign,
flag.
and bring a friend. And I know it might be hard to see, but I can move out of the way again. I put my 2 flags out, and I haven't took them down from last week, but I'm going to try to fly 2 flags. It's going to be hard for me and to record videos and stuff, but I'm going to fly the flag of Palestine and my tribe. And because right now we're still shipping weapons, we're still supporting Israel. They're killing 50 to 100 people every day. They've killed over 12,000 children already just since October 7th, 2023. And that's a vast undercount of children. So those are the 2 flags I'll be flying on Saturday. Carlos, go ahead.
Real quick, also, if you don't have a flag, we do have a lady coming who will be selling flags there as well. They're affordable prices, anywhere from $5 to $60, you know. So if you don't have a flag, don't trip. If Amazon's gonna take too long, we got you covered. Just come.
And I know, Carlos, you already took the flyer down, but if you could put it up again, the Lee who created the flyer, she wanted us to know that she thought of the headlines when she made this flyer, and she said, who's under attack right now? All the people that are below. And so she wanted to make sure that we could include all these people below that right now are under attack here in the United States. So yeah, bring a flag, bring a friend, and what now? I forgot the other one. Oh, bring a sign. So again, 11 a.m. this Saturday, 4250 Lone Tree Way. That's the old Regal Cinema. And around 11 or 11:15 or so, we'll hike out to Williamson Ranch Park. It's about a 1.2 mile hike. Don't forget to bring some water while you're at it. Stay hydrated on that day.
The famous park.
And
Hey,
oh, go ahead, Miss
sorry.
Patty.
Mary put in the thing what you just said. So water, because it's in case it's hot, drink water the night before too, so you're already hydrated. Sunscreen, and then for folks that can't walk that far, it's okay to stop by, cruise in your car down the block, down the street to the next destination, and still show up. You can listen to it from the car, just being present.
Yeah, toot that horn. You could take laps and circle around while we walk and cheer us on.
And don't forget, since we know that every day in Concord, just show up every day in Concord whenever you can. It's an everyday thing because they're not going to stop. And you know that the judges and the lawyers and stuff are working with them. So just show up in Concord. You don't even need to get alerts. Just you already know what's happening. Just go.
And if you're looking for more information about how to get deeper involved to get other alerts, don't forget the bit.ly, bit.ly/stay informed Concord, and the S on stay and the C on Concord are capitalized, and you could sign up there to receive alerts. And there's a hotline if you go to Contra Costa Immigrants Rights Alliance. They have the hotline phone number. If you see ICE in the area, you can call them. If you're in fear of something happening, you can call them. You know, I'm going to actually look up that hotline number. But yeah, these are resources that the community's putting out. Someone else wants to jump in real quick. I'll look up the hotline.
Yeah.
Can I say? Oh, I'm sorry, Carlos.
No. Just to back up what you say, Nicole. So when she said to go to Concord every day, the address, it's the Concord Immigration Court. The address is 1855 Gateway Boulevard, Concord, California, 94520. The address again, this is Concord Immigration Court, 1855 Gateway Boulevard, Concord, California.
Thank you. Yes, that's what I was going to say. Thank you for giving the address. And then too, I was also going to say Brentwood, Antioch, Oakley, you know, there's lots of farms and fields, and you already know there's field workers. So, you know, they're going to be out there looking also. So be vigilant and be alert out here in the back roads and whatnot, because we know that they're sneaky bastards and they're out here trying to snatch people. They're basically just trafficking and kidnapping, stealing people. It's not right. Mm-hmm. And I don't care whether they're supposed to be here, because first of all, no one's illegal on stolen land. The land was stolen. And the people who are saying that people shouldn't be here. Just because you stole it doesn't mean it belongs to you. So stop it. All those South Africans that shouldn't be here, how about you deport them back to where they came from? Because they shouldn't be here. It's okay as long as you're white. It's okay to be here, whether you're supposed to be here or not. But don't let you be brown, because then, you know, you shouldn't be here. Why don't y'all go back to Europe? How about that? Maybe we need to round all of them up and send them away. I'm done. Gavin.
Real quick, I found the hotline number. Contra Costa County, 925-900-5151. 5151. 925-900-5151. You can call there for any immigrant rights emergency or to report ICE at a local area that's in Contra Costa. Sorry, it's my dog. Contra Costa County. One more time. 925-900-5151. Sorry about that. Go ahead, Gavin.
So I'm gonna back up on what Auntie Nicole said. So first of all, California, not only we pay y'all states, but when it comes to money wise, California is the biggest contributor to this country. If you had to lose, let's say, New York and California, Georgia, y'all would have been broke as can be. Sorry about to tell y'all would have gone under, but y'all couldn't even look that up because we bring the numbers anyway. But since you have so much to say about California, don't we make y'all films? Don't we make y'all wine that y'all get drunk off of and be acting crazy in them streets? Oh, but we're not going to talk about that either, right? Yeah, we're not going to talk about how what we where do I start? We created a lot of other things, and some of the other states y'all copied off of it. Y'all wish y'all could have the income and the power that we have. I'm sorry, I'm a proud Californian. And a proud Bay Area. I'm proud of my state. I'm proud that we stand on business every time when we want to come together. And when we look at America, the description, California pops up because we show democracy. We show diversity. You can look in San Francisco and look how diverse San Francisco is. Oakland, Pittsburgh, you name it.
Antioch.
And California is Mexico. You know, sorry.
But the Bay Area is just different. The Bay Area is very
right.
We are just built different.
Absolutely. Absolutely. If you survive here, you can survive anywhere, period.
Yes. And let's get this clear. When you guys were running from the South, when African Americans were running from the South, y'all came to California. Y'all was been coming to California. Even after slavery, y'all was coming to California. Sorry, but y'all were. And even other people, y'all still come to California. Y'all come for the tourism. When people look up for vacations from out of countries, where they come to? California. Because it's here Hollywood. It's here Beverly Hills. It's here Napa Valley. You're never going to get the same experience anywhere else but California. And
especially
also here, I love it here. And the other thing, African Americans, I'm sorry, what we did, we built y'all street lights, peanut butter, the nail, the roads that you drive on, cars, engine, light bulbs.
Too much to list.
Doorknob, the lock on your doors that y'all was first of all, y'all wouldn't even buy a lock on your door, but until later on, now y'all can't live without a lock. And the alarm system too. We created that too. We created all these things.
Too much. It's too much to list.
Right.
Doorknobs, countertops is too much to list.
Right. So don't tell me that we don't have no right to be here. Because if anything, we should be billing y'all for that. We should be billing y'all for using our products and making profit off of them, especially when it comes to music, rock and roll, jazz. We created that. Gospel, hip hop, rap, R&B. country.
Oh yeah, shout out
Give us,
to
give us
Sly
the
and the
news.
Family Stone right now
Right.
for
Our rest in peace.
yeah, Sly.
Right.
Well, I know Carlos is urging us because we're running out of time. I just want to say thanks to everybody that came on tonight, and to Gavin and Carlos especially for showing up when we could at the Concord court. I know I seen in some of my emergency chats that there's a morning shift. It opens at 8 or 8:30, and they need people there because so far all the ICE arrests, ICE has came in after the opening and stayed in there till about noon or 1 o'clock, and then gathered as many people as they can, and then escort them out, as we saw in the video tonight. So I would encourage you to all get involved where you can. If you see the emergency alert, keep an eye on the East County Voices Facebook page, and we will post as soon as we get the message. And show up if you can, because you heard, almost everybody that we spoke to tonight talked about the importance of showing up for each other. So with that, I'll say thank you. Oh, it looks like Nicole wants to say something, but after that, I will say good night. And after Nicole says her piece, we'll throw it over to Carlos to take us home for the night.
Thank you. I'm sorry. I thought of something really important. All these masked people in these ICE uniforms, we don't know who these people are. We don't know if these are actual agents. We don't know if these are really police officers. We have no idea because no one's showing credentials. Again, they're masked. Why are you masked? Because real police don't wear masks over their faces. So I feel like we need to figure out who these people are that's out here snatching people, because we don't even know if they're, they could just be some Proud Boys or some other white supremacist KKK, Klan people out here pretending to be and just snatching up people because, I think we need to verify that these are real agents that are taking people away wrongfully. You know what I mean? Like what's really going on? We need to get to the bottom of everything.
Definitely words to check out for sure, because we don't know who they are. That's 100% fact. Well, thank you for that, Nicole. And Carlos, thanks for hosting again tonight and helping get those videos on. Good job getting there early and getting that video of the community coming out to get in front of that car to block and try to save an individual, one of our family. Thank you.
Right. Thank you for sharing your videos. I mean, and thank you all for coming on the show tonight. I appreciate you. This is an hour of your life you're committing 52 times a year. At least, sometimes we go over, but I appreciate each and every one of you and every one of you out there that watches us faithfully. I mean, we appreciate you guys. Wouldn't be a show without you, We do ask that you like, subscribe, share if you're watching this on the YouTube, and that helps us support. You ask what can I do to help, show my support. You can start with that, We are live every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And again, I just want to say, thank you all for tuning in. This was a very touchy subject, and it's very, like I said earlier, very emotional, and man, in the end, it's like we're all human, and just because someone's got a little more color, it's like it's treated a certain way, but we all bleed the same. So didn't mean to end like that. I'm sorry. I don't want to get all emotional again. Tune in again next week, y'all. And we do appreciate each and every one of you. Good night. God bless. And we'll see you soon.
Good night, everyone.